Okay, so there's like a request to there's like a request to, all right, guys, there's a request to co-host. I don't know how to do that. Anyway. All right, y'all. So we're going to be talking about Lives in Me Live, Lives in Me Challenge, which is, all right, we're waiting for people to load up. Afrofuturism. How you doing, bro? Or girl? I think I saw your site. Pretty sweet. I like stuff like that. And moderator can be live. Like, how did I make you a moderator? Like, I don't know how to do this, y'all. There we go. Oh my goodness. Amen. We got some action here. So now we got Mel, and we just got to get Mel to join. And I don't know how that works because invite. Well, I'm invited. I think I invited the same way. You can only have 3 co-hosts. Okay, so what? Well, I invited Mel. I don't know. Mel, can you see that?
I'm interested in Afrofuturism experience. What do you do?
I know. I think they have a great website.
There's like an event going on tomorrow somewhere. It's like an Afrofuturism event, but it's like $25 and I'm poor.
Mm.
I
That's
was
that
like,
we all. That's all of us.
yes, Mel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
There we go.
We
Ah,
Yes.
did
finally.
it. We
Okay,
did it.
good. Okay. Okay, great, great, great.
Okay,
I'm
so
like, what am I
let's
doing?
do something that we can share. So, um, yeah. So welcome everybody. We are just here to have a quick discussion on Lives in Me Challenge. This is Lives in Me Challenge 6. And basically, we give away a free DNA test from African ancestry every year. And we have the first winner and our winner number 5 here today. So we're going to have a little brief discussion on Lives in Me Challenge. The deadline is on the 26th, I believe. And we're announcing the winner on the 29th at 7 p.m. So make sure you go to Eventbrite, check that out. And yeah, what's up, ladies?
Is it Happy New Year? Happy Black History Month?
Happy Black History Month. Like I said, we're gonna be extra black this month. Just blacky, bliggity black. What's up? How y'all doing? What's going
Doing
on?
good.
I love this
Fire,
orange
you look really
shirt.
relaxed in your rocking chair.
I know.
Oh
So
yeah,
chill.
oh, Wicca. Yeah, man. Thanks to my neighbor for this one.
Oh, it's nice.
Nice, nice. So tell me, since the last time we talked, how's everything been with, what have you discovered new on your journeys? Okay, first of all, let's tell the viewers where you come, where you guys came from in your with your African ancestry DNA test. Oh, what's up, Tandy?
Mhm.
Yeah, so like, oh yeah, so tell us where you came from in your African ancestry DNA test, and we'll take it from there so people know
Okay.
where you
Okay.
tested positive from.
All
No,
right. Well,
we're good.
okay. Well, I'm Melanie, and I tested for positive for the Tikar people of Cameroon, and they are located on the northern regions of that country, kind of possibly even a little bit of Nigeria. So that's exciting
Yes,
to find that
yes,
out. So yeah,
yes.
that's where I'm from.
All right, excellent.
Michelle.
Michelle, where you from? Like, I don't
Yes,
know.
Bamaleke tribe. Cameroon, dating all the way back to Northern Egypt times, like
Right.
Greenland, Greenland people, creative people, which is amazing because I am a dancer by soul spirit. So doing research on the Bamileke tribe has been beautiful because it's stemming further past just my mama's side of Portsmouth, Virginia. Shout out to 757 Newport News. And my dad's side, NOLA, New Orleans, who just celebrated their Mardi Gras, so I know more than those parties coming together. So it's been beautiful. And now my daughters know where they stem from. Their dad got Jamaican in his side. So it's like they got the Caribbean and now they know pure African side. So yeah.
Awesome. I keep on telling y'all that like my tribe, actually the Efik tribe, is on the border of Nigeria and Cameroon. So the funny thing is, like I always tell people, like, that line is not a real line. That line was told to us by the colonial masters. Hey, you know what? You're Nigerian. Hey, what? You're Caribbean. I mean, you're Cameroonian. And so basically, in especially when you look at the Bamileke, like the raffia with the elephant masquerades that they have there, we have the same similar thing. So our culture is actually closer to the groups in Cameroon than the ones in Nigeria. So it's actually pretty funny because just cut up, they cut it up the way they want to cut it up. So yeah, we might be cousins.
Right.
I think we are. I think we
Hey,
are.
cousin. Right. So no,
Family.
yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Okay, so I know that like it's an ongoing journey, and you guys have always like every time we meet, there's always some new revelation, and that's the beautiful thing about it, right? You find out where you're from in Africa with the DNA test and all that. Then from there, you just start picking up new and new things. So, what's the latest, or what's a fascinating thing that you've learned about African culture, and now you realize, oh, I did that all the time, but it's African culture.
Yeah, I'm actually, Melody, I'm so excited to hear about your journey because you're so recent. So since our last live, like I'm interested too. Like,
Yeah. Well, okay. I do have to say, the last time I spoke to you guys, my grandmother was in the hospital, and she did pass on,
Oh,
and she's with the ancestors. But
man.
I tell you, just being with family again was really special because again, like when you know where you've come from, and just how deep the roots go, it's I don't know, it's just so much more meaningful. But one of the things that I learned is Marlon shared with me a couple of videos and about the Takar people was that, like you, they're all coming from Egypt and they were nomadic people. And I can't remember if I told you guys last time, but when my sister did a DNA test, she discovered that we shared maternal line DNA with the Xhosa tribe in South Africa where I lived. And so that would explain a lot if the Tikar people were very nomadic and even part of the Bantu speaking tribes, which a lot of them are moved further south to South Africa where I lived, and then they moved west to where we got on the boats. I'm like, no wonder. I mean, everything
I
just
don't know
kind
if
of
we
makes
got on
sense.
the
Like,
boats. We might have been put on the boats, but
we were put on the boats. Correct me. Against our will, taken from our land. Yes, absolutely.
I'm
So
saying.
yeah. So that was actually kind of interesting because, like I said, when I went to South Africa, I saw me and so many other people. And then when I went to Nigeria, the same. I'm like, how is this? But again, it kind of brings the pieces together. Like if we were free because there was so much land, we didn't fight. We're peaceful people, y'all, because there was so much. There was more than enough for everybody, right? So
Right.
we just moved on. I ain't fighting. I'm moving, and we go dominate somewhere else. So anyway, so that was actually quite interesting just to put those pieces together. But it's a journey, it's a process, and I'm looking forward in the spring to doing even more.
that's
Nice,
so
nice,
dope.
nice.
That is so dope. Also, I think I forgot you lived in South Africa for a while. Like, what?
That's right, 12 years down in
Whoa! Why
Cape
is that
Town.
here?
Yep.
Ooh.
So yeah, if they would have given me a visa, I would have stayed. But look,
They didn't
after
give no
after the
visa.
pandemic, the world changed. No,
That
no,
didn't
they're not
tell
giving
people
anybody
to get
visas.
visa.
Nobody. it's just really hard. Like if I had money and had a business, then they may consider it because I'll be in creating jobs. But at this moment, like I'm not able to create jobs. But I did service work, but that wasn't enough to keep me in the country. So we decided to come on back, and it was a good decision. Yeah, but I hope to go back soon, like
Right.
for a visit, really soon. I miss it so
How
much.
do you
Yeah.
feel being not in the majority? Because that's always the first thing that people notice is like you're not like because you don't realize it, but in America you just kind of always stand out. Even if there are other black people in the room, you're not the majority or like there's always this like hidden power behind the scenes that's controlling all the levers. And when you are in Africa for the first time, I've heard, like just being part of the majority is such an experience in itself. Like,
Mhm.
so how did that,
Yeah.
what are some of the things you can share with the audience about that?
I would have to say there is an immense amount of freedom not to be conscious about how people will experience you or think about you because until you open your mouth, they don't even know that you don't belong, and that's when things change. But when you're just able to greet people and they greet you back, and there's a warmness, there's a welcomeness, and again, it is not forced. It just feels very natural, like yeah, this is how it was supposed to be. So it's very disarming and it's so relaxing. Like I feel stressed in America, but there, I just felt so relaxed. I felt so free to be me and enjoy the skin that I'm in.
Nice.
I know you can't get into why you came back on a deep level, but do you
Mhm.
think that there are things in America that we can do without, or that you can do without if you were able to go back? Like if you were to get your visa extended, like what are some things that
Mhm.
you can do without that, America,
Mhm.
because America is
I mean,
economically,
yeah,
I guess, but like,
yeah, I mean, I think, well, I mean, on one level, like we can tend to be very individualistic, and just let me hustle and let me grind, and it doesn't give enough time for true connection and rest. And when I'm there, again, it used to frustrate me to no end, but by the time I left, I felt like I really appreciate, just the care and concern. Like even when I was joking about being late, when you enjoy the people that you're with, I mean, time is time. That's not what the sun is up, the sun is down. What does God have for us today? Let's enjoy. And there is something that I can appreciate. And things they get done, but what's the rush?
Right. Right. Right.
I love that. I love that
Right.
because it just and then again all that pressure on you too. But just realizing like I'm gonna do my part, and this person they'll do that, and it'll get there. We'll
Right.
get there. So there was something about that, just that community effort, and then like as I am continually moving up, then I'm looking back like, how are you, my brother? How are you, my sister? Those that God put in my path. Just there was this care and concern
Right.
that I experienced in the culture. So I'm grateful for it. I know it's changed how I live, and even just going forward with what I'm trusting God to do in this next season, just rebuilding communities, much like what you're doing, Marlon, up there in Boston, is just from empowering people to know their history and just to be proud of where they come from, to see change happen in their communities. So yeah.
No, I miss it too. I've been here now for about 7 years,
ooh,
and
Hmm.
then like there's some parts of community that like you don't get here. Like just being part. Like I you see there are people saying, "Hey, cousin." Like all these people, like on my group. These are like some of my people. Like one of my boys was on here. Hey, Solo. If you call me Solo, you know me from way back. And then a guy, actually one of my guy's friend, he was on here in Cameron. He's actually from he actually lives in Houston. So, so it's like I got people all over,
Oh,
but
awesome.
it's like very communal. And that sense of
Hmm.
family and community is really lost here. Everybody's an individual, everybody's in it for himself. And don't get me wrong, we got selfish people in Nigeria too. Don't get me wrong, but
Oh yeah, for sure.
it's
Yeah,
just
yeah, they're
the
everywhere.
traditions kind of take over where you're
Hmm.
expected to do certain things and you're expected to be here, and sometimes these expectations are inconvenient, You know, I mean, nobody wants to go sit down and, you know, because Uncle this is doing some celebration, I gotta go sit down. I don't know nobody, but you gotta go. And it's some, you know, like that whole, well, I gotta be there and all that, you know, all that is like, no, 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 no. So it's very
Mhm.
important, you know, to, you know, that communal sense of, you know, working together for one common goal.
Yeah.
And I do miss it because it is just, we're, we're human beings. We're not an island unto ourselves, no matter what we say.
Mhm.
And no matter how we act, no matter how sedity, no matter how much we cock our necks, no matter how much, you know, money we got in our pockets, we can only do but so much. So, you
Yeah.
know, not having that infrastructure that I was raised in around me. And this is like, oh, I need a job. Ah, before you know it, go and talk to Uncle this. Go and talk to Uncle that
Mhm.
before they've sent you
Mhm.
around the runs. And then before you know it, people
Mhm.
are calling you and asking you before if then they will be, did you get the job? Did you get you two be like, man, I gotta go get this job because the whole community is now gonna be like,
Yeah.
bro, what's going on? You ain't got no
Exactly.
job?
Yes. Yes.
You know, so
I love
so
it.
it's
I
just
love
like this
it.
whole apparatus infrastructure
Mhm.
that keeps you on the
Mhm.
right. You were not in church this Sunday. Like, man,
Mhm.
what don't you have anything else to do but to notice who's not in church? You know, like everything is there. I mean, they in your business and they want you to be in there. But in the long run, like I said, you just realize how much power you have as an individual because if you want to get something done, you call two or three people and it can get done. You may not be the one to do it, you may not, but somebody knows somebody and the family is all there to work for you. So I think that's what I miss the
Yeah,
most
for
about growing
sure.
up.
Yeah.
For those who are just joining,
Mhm.
we are doing our Lives in Me number 6. We're giving away a DNA test and we're having a conversation with some of our past winners for Lives in Me Challenge. So please, if you want to join up, please go sign up in the link in the bio. And if you're a Boston resident, 18 and over, you can be under 18, but if you're under 18 and sign up, we're going to test your mama. We're not going to test you. So make sure you sign up. And yeah, so yes, Miss Michelle, you just moved back to Boston. How you liking it?
Oh,
Right. Oh yeah, I didn't put
I
that out
hate
there.
it.
I didn't.
I hate it. I did not want to move back. But the universe was like, you gotta, like, you tested the waters, and that was great because I definitely came back with a different mindset. But I did not want to come back. Boston is very siloed. It's very racially siloed. But also, I had a moment today where I was thinking about who I am and who I've always been in my life, and not saying what's for me will be for me, but I am, as I'm speaking to you, talking about community, Melanie, like that's been in my DNA, period. That's been community,
Mhm.
like, and whatever you want to call it, me being able to relate to different folks of all human race. I've been able to do that all my life. So that's my goal. So, trying to navigate where, how should I say this? Trying to navigate where I belong in Boston, coming back from Atlanta, where it's just so much Black excellence. And it's got its little, it's got their issues too, but for a reason
Everywhere got their
also,
issues. Everywhere got their
because
issues, but
like they got their issues, but like I would defend that the reason they got their issues is because the systems that are in place also are against them. So they've got to like kind of find loopholes to live their best lives. But with Boston, like for instance, I've been dealing with the city going back and forth, and I want to shout out to Asha. She's the mayor's community engagement organizer, and I got to meet with her like last Sunday and tell her like my concerns with why I can't get a clear answer or clear directions from the city on building my business and permitting and things of that nature that, shouldn't be so hard to get. And that's what I'm finding is difficult. But also the beauty is I'm applying to everything. I'm applying to just anywhere that I want to be because we belong everywhere and we shouldn't feel like because we can't afford it, we can't be up in here. So being back home has been like, oh my God, it's so clear what is wrong here. But community is really what's going to get us through. So I'm praying that this opportunity that will happen, I'll be able to get everybody that I know and just come and like facilitate some services and movement and healing and all the things,
Right.
and just
Right.
bring us all together, because I know a lot of people in different artists performance and stuff like that. When I went to this artist event last night about social impact, and it's just difficult trying to do something for the community when, number one, the community doesn't want to pour into you because of the mental disparities of thinking that they're not capable or that they're not going to get anything. And it's almost like you have to fool people into like a $50 gift card just for them to come out to realize what's happening in the community.
Right.
And like, Marlon is doing some amazing work, period. And I just think that it's unfortunate that, this small thing like Instagram, we were having so much trouble with Instagram, like social media stuff, like the popularity contest of this is what's popular on social media versus what Marlon is doing. What Marlon is doing is going to clearly impact everyone on a city level. And it's like, it's just so interesting to navigate. But, back to the original question, I found some old pictures of my great grandma, and she was dressed up in full dashiki, with the gaily. Is that what you call it? The gaily, the head wrap?
Gilly, yes, it's called Gilly.
I like cried because I keep sharing you guys that like my great grandma, I was so blessed to know her, love her, and I feel her energy. And she put us on before she passed, and I looked at that picture like, dang, grandma, like you were spitting in our face. And how does it show up? Normalcy in our lives now. Man, today I ran into these beautiful women who, one of them was from Somalia, and she was like, I feel like I know you. There's some past life stuff here. And I'm just like, whoa, come on, sis. Like, family, maybe, because we was just talking about like my jewelry drip from, shout out to Gabby, Droopy Jewelry, like my jewels and my crystals and my African shells.
You emit positivity. That's one thing you don't understand about it. I don't know if you know your power, but you emit energy. Like if I'm not feeling good and I get off the phone with you, I'm feeling automatically better. Whatever, I don't even know what we were talking about. So you just need to know that's your power, that we can. And I want to definitely make sure that we harness that. No, that's powerful stuff. You just bounce, like you think everybody's just responding to you because they just happen to be responding, but you don't know they're actually bouncing back the energy that you're giving them. Like yeah, that's like you're just powerful like that. No, that's awesome. And what you said about the communities, I really completely understand. But you have to understand, if you know Boston history, they tore out the black community. The black community was leveled to the ground. So the artistry and the other things like that, like it's like a whole. And what they try to do is they try to dampen your spirits because they can't emit it anymore. So we got to protect Michelle because they coming.
Protect Michelle.
Right, protect.
Don't let them get you.
No, that's what you do when you come in with the positive energy and you come in with the vibes and your jewelry and everything is sparkling and they're looking. One thing happens to Boston, black people, Boston, by the time you're being like 2, you start looking dingy. All your clothes start looking dingy. Your skin don't shine.
No disrespect, Marlon, but I
everything
agree.
is looking dull and like you need, like, girl, you need no, you don't need you need cocoa butter. You need the cocoa butter rub in the shine. You don't need no lotion. Stop with the lotion.
Oh my God.
Skin all ashy. It's like, yeah, I agree.
Everybody gets this little ashy dullness about them. So, like I said, it's because there's no source of blackness in the community just pumping out blackness. When I went to Dallas, I told you about my sister has a club down there, Blitz, and it's like a place that people go and sing. Like you can be at the club at 12 o'clock at night, and so, they got the the karaoke. Somebody will come up and put a song, and whatever the person put on that song, everybody. It could be hey, up in the club, and then all of a sudden it's like somebody wanted to sing some church just gospel, and everybody going to stop what they're doing, and the hands will be in the air. I'm like, what's going on? And it's
The
and
South.
it's because it's part of their culture. They're
Yeah.
emitting. That woman has something on her chest, and she
Mm-hmm.
came to a place where all her people are, and whatever you're doing, you're gonna hear what's on my
That's
chest.
right.
And she
Mm-hmm.
put it out there, and everybody, nobody complaining. I'm thinking like
Mm-hmm.
some of the the tough guys, the thugs or whatever. I'm thinking they're gonna say that everybody know what they know how to act because she probably put them in check quicker than they can say what's up. So, so I was just amazed. But what I'm saying, there's nothing like
Yeah.
that here. There's nothing like that here. Everybody like
Mm-hmm.
they've tore out the soul, the part of the Chitlin Circuit, the black community part here. So, but I know that the cities I'm trying to create, well, the cities I'm trying to advocate for, the cities infrastructure I'm trying to get people to build is built around harnessing like what Michelle has and making
Wow.
sure that that is pumping out. There's a place where it's always
Mm-hmm.
accepted to, always accepted to be wearing the jewelry and the guy and
Mm-hmm.
to be up, and to be exposed and free to
Yeah.
express. And
Mm.
without that, we can get equity because guess what? That's why there's nothing going on in this city because how anything gonna be going on if we ain't putting it down? If we're the goats of
Mm.
music, if we ain't doing it, then it ain't being done. I don't care who's doing it.
Yeah. Mm.
So, well, me and Michelle definitely going to talk because I think we can definitely try to think about how we can work and do stuff at Wally's, because that's the oldest African American bar
Mm-hmm.
here in
Wow.
well, family owned jazz club. So
Mm. Mm.
we gotta do that. But yeah. But
Wow.
but I mean like Houston, things like that, you guys got it. So I think we need to do I call it Southern hospitality. We need to get some soul and we need to get some soul from the
We
South.
need to do some cultural
Cross
exchanging.
cultural
Giving the
exchange.
people, hey, we're gonna be in Boston at Wally's,
Right.
and then
And
y'all
get the
come down
jazz,
here.
get the real jazz with the trumpets and
Yeah.
everything. Like
Oh gosh.
we need a reinvigoration.
Yeah. 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 But isn't it amazing how music reconnects you to something that's lost? Like anytime I haven't heard that in a while, and it just does something for you that you just like, that's taking me
The
back, and it
goosebumps.
reminds you of. It could be people, it could be
A place
history. It's just
you
beautiful.
were,
So yeah,
a girl
yeah,
you liked,
yeah, hmm
or in your case, a man
yeah.
you like. But I'm just saying, like it'll take you back to like right here, like
hmm
back to life, back
Right.
to
Mm.
reality. I'm going right back to my high school days. I'm just going like right, and I see myself doing the Running Man somewhere.
Right. You're
No,
doing
I
it.
just see my dreads just flying. However, do you want me?
Yes. Pure joy. Like, oh,
It is nothing but. Mm.
Yeah.
So yeah, well yeah. Well, Michelle, I'm really excited about this season for you. I know it always feels like you were moving forward, and it may feel like you moved back, but I feel like you're right on it though. Like this is where you're supposed to be, and by you guys being together, you can support one another
That's
in
what I was thinking. I'm
what's
way
going to
more
happen
powerful
going
than I was
forward.
when she left.
Yeah,
I
Right.
appreciate
yeah.
that, Melody. I appreciate it. I'm here
Mhm,
for the shits. Whatever God, the universe, and ancestors have for me this year, like
mhm.
I've already released it, but I could still say I hate being
Good.
back. Like I could still I have
Yeah.
those feelings, but I understand. When I hear
Mhm.
you say that, I'm like,
Boston
okay,
needs
yeah,
a princess.
stay
Yeah.
Boston needs a
reminded.
princess.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
we need a spiritual channel. I think that's you. We just need to find your venue where you
Mm,
can let the channel out, and
mm,
then everybody will be attracted like bees to honey, and then it's good, all good. Because we just need that place where the drum is moving, poo, 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 and everybody knows
mhm.
every weekend at this time, this is where the artists go
Yeah.
to just let it out,
Express themselves. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't
Yeah,
know where that
Yeah.
is yet, but I know that you're the catalyst. Like that's all I can think of.
Mm, mm,
You're the catalyst. I know it. She has this energy. You just see this
mhm,
through the AIG live. If you see her in
mhm,
person, if you
mhm,
see her in person, and now she's
mhm.
even when I met her, she was like young and it was just like unbridled. But now it's like a mature. is a mature majesticness and like a
Mm.
calm to it that's actually kind of, like, okay, it's like it's more controlled and mature
Yeah.
and that's more attractive, so I think it's good, you know. But now it's like, uh-oh, having an IG problem. Well,
Nope. Yep. Yep.
um, so like what time is it? I got my youth are doing their first podcast at 7, so I'm gonna go
Okay.
join that. But I did
All right.
want to just thank all of you for just being here, like always supporting. And I think we just need to grow our ranks. I have seen the contestants, and I have one that are like she just looks like lives in me. Hey, yeah, him in the mind. Hey, yeah, him in the-
I love it.
He's
Oh
like,
my,
I'm
I
like,
love
you
it.
are the one. And even when you
Oh
see her
wow.
picture, it just glows. Like I don't want to tell you all the things because I've seen it.
Okay.
And I think that we'll see how it goes, but I want us to do it as a committee. I want us
Mm-hmm.
to think about how we can grow Lives in
That's
Me
right.
challenge because now we'll have a new person that's even newer than Melanie. You're going to now move up in the ranks. You're not
Yeah.
going to be
Hey, yeah.
the new kid on the
I'll be
block no
old
more.
head.
You'll be, you'll, you'll be all right.
Promoted.
You'll be
Okay.
all right. And I think, and like I said, and then I think once we get some things going, I know that we've been able to connect a little bit more with African ancestry itself. So I think we can be more creative and do a little more like more involved cultural reveals or more involved, like really, and get some funding behind it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to talk to like the Harvard Personal Genetics group, but they're in their silos where this is
Mm,
sounding, but I'm like, so, but if you're in genetics, then what is your equity in genetics?
Wow.
Like,
Yeah.
how are you giving back to the
Right.
community in genetics?
that's right.
And and if you're giving back, are you giving back just on a technical basis, or is there a spiritual
Mm,
basis to this understanding? Because this is the program for you to sponsor.
that's
So
right.
so there are avenues and ways, but I think I'm just excited that we can like grow this.
Yeah.
And remember, this program is the birthplace of Afro American. This program is my mama's side and my daddy's side, and that's
Mm,
what this whole thing's about. So when you guys put it forward, it's just that same love that happened in Iowa in the early '70s. I'm not going to try to
wow.
put them out there like that, but yeah, but that's what I did, right? And but I want to thank y'all, and
For sure.
we got Houston, we got connections in
Hmm.
Atlanta. I know you're not there, no,
Yeah.
but I
Yep.
think
But there's still
I
people
think,
down there.
and we can get money to go to places. I don't want us to think in the box. I want us to think as big as possible. I want us, like I said,
Hmm.
this Southern hospitality of trying to connect. Even okay, maybe you're not interested in Africa, but where do you come from in the South?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
That's
what's
a
up.
big question. Like, where are your people in the
Because that
South?
tells a story too.
Right.
It
Yeah.
tells
Like
a
like
story.
we got history here,
Hmm. Hmm.
so this lives in me. I think, like I said, it's the road. Yes, it goes all the way to Africa, but there's a lot of stops along the way. And I
Along the
think
way. That's right.
if like I said, we just need to get a little funding around it and
Hmm.
we can do events and art, anything culture and arts, I'm down. So let's do it.
Hmm.
And we got to get out to Houston and see
I gotta get to Boston. I'm coming. I'm coming soon. I know I am. I have a daughter. She's going
we
to school
trying
in
to
New
get
York,
on
so
it.
I'm like,
Oh, you're
I'm
trying to come
halfway
into the
there.
college.
I'm gonna come when it's warm though.
Okay,
I
yeah.
have to
Oh,
escape the
maybe
heat.
Right.
into that.
Right, that part. Well, all right, lady.
Oh God.
Thank you so much. Remember, everybody lives in me challenge. No,
Nice
thank
seeing you, Melanie.
you.
Good seeing you,
You all.
Michelle. Good seeing you, Marlon.
All right,
God
and we'll
bless
catch
y'all.
up later.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Sounds good. All right. Have a
I'm
good
gonna
night.
turn this
Bye.
thing off. Oh Lord, Lord, don't be laughing at me. I don't even know how to turn this. Oh, I'm turning this